509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Good morning, everybody. This is your KCHW morning show. It is Thursday, March 27th. This is Chuck Ritchie. I am here today with Craig McQuain in the studio. Good morning, Craig.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, good. Hey, and so later on in the show, we have Sammy Eubanks joining us for the second half of the show. Looking forward to that. A very accomplished regional blues musician. We were just kind of going through his list of accolades and awards and competitions he's won.
I had to take a few sips of coffee because my mouth was getting dry on how many I was reading off there.
Right.
Yeah.
Really amazing performer. Really happy to have him in the second half of the show. So.
Yeah, we're blessed to have him, and he's also going to be performing up at the Crossroads Event Center tomorrow night as a solo.
Yes.
Which is a free concert for the community that's sponsored by the Vincent Fund.
And that's for the Fourth Friday, correct?
Yeah, Fourth Friday at the Crossroads. That's brought to you by Colville Together, and is also there's food and beverages provided by Fired Up Brewing. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so
Good
it's
stuff.
I'm going to try to sneak up there.
Right, and what time is that again?
I believe it starts at 6.
6 p.m.
It runs to 9. Yeah. I went up there for the planetary refugees, and the place was to capacity.
Hopping?
Yeah.
Hopping. And that was last month was planetary refugees, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have made that one. I do every Friday in Spokane. I can't make it up there.
Oh.
But, yeah. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me for having kids and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Like
being a dad.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the weather here. Of course, this is our weather and mountain condition report brought to you by 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. We are looking at a high today of, we got to get it back up there, 58 degrees for our high today with a few showers earlier in the day. It will become light to steady rain later in the afternoon. 43 degrees overnight with partly cloudy skies. A little more rain overnight, continuing through tomorrow morning when we have a high of 53 degrees tomorrow. Looks like it should be dying off a little bit later in the afternoon tomorrow, but clouds sticking around with partly cloudy skies overnight. 36 degrees for that overnight low. 54 and 35 on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies. Then on Sunday, 58 for the high, 38 overnight with partly cloudy skies again, a 9% chance of rain. But more rain in store for us on Monday with a high of 51 degrees, 36 overnight, and 56% chance of that snow. Tuesday, we got a mix of rain and some snow possibly coming back again, but it doesn't look like it's going to stick around at all, or at least not very long. A high of 49 degrees, a low of 34 overnight, 52 and 35 next Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies. So we had that one really unusually warm day yesterday. It was gorgeous yesterday.
Yeah.
And now we're getting back into some normal temperatures.
You were actually out there without your coat on for a minute.
I was. I regretted it. I came back in and It was a little breezy, and you get in the corner, around the side of the building where there's no shade or
Where
no
there's
sun.
still ice and snow.
Yeah, yeah, it was a little chilly, but not bad. Not bad being out in a t-shirt yesterday. I was able to go out and I cleaned out my shed yesterday after I got done for the day, so that was kind of nice.
That's great.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I've got one of those, those metal ones. They stay cold. So good stuff.
Did that get picked up through the probably?
What's that? Oh,
we were hearing the
computer coming on?
slapback. The slapback.
Probably a little bit. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on up to the higher elevations. Up on the mountain, we have a snow depth of 74 inches at the base, 9 inches of new snow in the last 72 hours, 8 in the last 48, 40 degrees currently with 3 to 5 mile an hour winds, good visibility, no precipitation, and partly cloudy skies. At the summit, we have a snow depth of 183 inches. I keep meaning to do the math on that one, but my math ain't mathing. Craig can math that one out while I'm talking. He's like, no, I can't.
I think it's like 15 feet, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere. I think that's what we figured yesterday. It was pretty close to there.
Yeah.
14 inches of snow rather in the last 48 hours. 38 degrees currently with 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. Good visibility, no precipitation, and partly cloudy skies. The surface conditions are listed as soft, wet snow, groomed, and skier packed. They don't have how many trails are open and groomed listed for the day. But for more information about those mountain conditions or events happening at 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort, you can visit ski49n.com. There we go.
That's awesome. I bet they're having a great spring skiing up there right now.
There, and yesterday I did a news report. There's 4 major ski resorts in our area, in our region.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming up on that time of the year where the ski resorts are kind of wrapping things up for the season. Things are warming up. 3 of the 4 ski resorts locally are shutting down in the middle of April, except for 49 Degrees North, which is staying open. They're open until at least May 5th is their the date they have events scheduled until. So,
well, their location's so great. It is on the north slope of Chewelah Peak, but also they have that huge deck out in front, and the sun's just hitting it just right, and they bring the barbecue out. I mean, you don't even have to be up there to ski to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can just go up there and maybe get some of that reflected light, some of that vitamin D, and enjoy a burger and a brew on the deck. And it's a good time. And then if you got some little ones that want to go up and go for a few runs, you can just wait for them down there and have them drive you home.
Exactly. We got to get them back down here on the show before the season ends. Talk about some of the stuff, and I know they're going to be planning some events that are not skiing related, skiing or snowboarding related.
Yeah, and they do that for some fundraising for like the ski patrollers and different things. And there also is rumors of them opening it up for mountain biking.
Oh, that would be nice.
And I'm sure that of course, rumor. Don't quote me on it, but wouldn't that be awesome for the people that like to go trek around on their mountain bikes
And I know it's a major undertaking, and it would probably be in their plans in the future, but I know they've discussed talking about wanting to start a of course I just had the name in my head, like an alpine slide.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
I know when I was in Tennessee, they had all those things. They're like these mountain.
Now, are they actually on tracks?
Yeah.
So you can't really get off the. It's not like a bobsled or whatever.
In theory.
Yeah, in theory they're on tracks.
In theory, you shouldn't go off the track. But no, a lot
kind of like a zip line, but on the ground.
Yeah. Some people go up pretty high, but there's a bunch of them in the South anyway where they're kind of sketchy, but they're a blast. I mean, they're meant to look that way intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
They look like old timey Bob. Put up a thing in the backyard for his kids.
Right.
Only they go for miles and they're insanely fast. They're just gravity fed. I think they have like a brake control in there if you want to slow down, but they're a ton of fun.
Well, I've seen ones in I think in the Alps.
Yeah.
Where they do them, and of course the scenery up there is amazing. And,
yeah.
I mean, when you get up on Chewelah Peak and you get a look around, it is quite a beautiful area that we're in.
I was going to say, it's almost as nice as the scenery up there.
Yeah, almost as nice as
up in the Alps.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at our Chewelah Valley Lions Club calendar. For today, we have one birthday on the calendar today, and that is Jonah Kraus. Happy birthday, Jonah.
Happy birthday, happy day, happy birthday, yay.
Hey.
I can't not do it, right? Got to double negative it.
Paula, where are you?
Yeah, we miss you, Paula, always.
I know, right? I should have called her to see if she wanted to come in today. But I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Promoter show that she's having down here, right?
Yes. That is actually April 12th.
Yeah, April 12th. Her band's reuniting for a one-night show down here, and it's a free show for people to come down and join in. So
looking forward to that one. And I don't have the poster in front of me. What was the name of it? The Bards of?
Yeah, she. I just saw her last night, and I didn't. I need to memorize that name. But yeah, Bards of. Help us out there.
The Bards of. But no, it's going to be a great show. She's been talking about this for a long time. We didn't have enough time because her ex bandmates are coming down and they wanted to do something, and so they're putting on a free show for the community. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get some posters up here pretty soon, and hopefully get some folks down here. I'm looking forward to it. She's been talking about it for a long time, and she hasn't had much of a chance since she's been here to really open up those lungs of hers, but she can sing.
Oh yeah,
she's got a beautiful voice. I've listened to some of her albums, and just this beautiful angelic. She does a lot of like Celtic music, and what's the there's a name for it. Bard music. Music. Yeah,
exactly. I would totally be here, but of course, being a musician myself, I'm booked.
You can't just stop whatever you're doing to come see a free concert at KCHW.
Not when it's a paying gig. Like if it was a volunteer gig, maybe, but yeah.
I see how it is, Craig. So, Craig, why don't you tell us what the kids are having for lunch and breakfast here?
Yeah, so breakfast for March. Thursday in March, you got French toast sticks, syrup, fruit or juice. Option 2 is fruit breakfast parfait with granola, fruit or juice. Variety cereal, cheese stick or yogurt, fruit or juice. Bread or muffin, cheese stick or yogurt, fruit or juice. Then going on to lunch, it's the 27th, so we've got popcorn chicken, chips, and fruit and veggie. So it'd be a good day to probably go down and visit your kid at school and get some popcorn chicken.
Right?
I don't know if you can do that, but
I don't think they allow that. Well, surely it seems like there should be some sort of thing, like if you want to like see how your kids are eating, or that might be a fun thing to do if you call the school and go have lunch with your kid in the school. I don't know. Or it might get your kid.
Yeah, it might embarrass your kids, but isn't that our job,
picked
right?
On, right? It is our job, our duty as parents to ruin our children's lives. Didn't you know that? Especially as they become teenagers. Then after they become 18, you can, patch things up and have a relationship again.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to cut some deep scars so then you can heal them later.
Exactly. You see, you create the problem and then you solve it and then become the hero.
Right. And see, in that process, there's healing and growth.
Right.
That's important.
No, please don't ruin your children's lives. I don't think, making them do their homework or something is quite the ruining that they think it is. Yep. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's move right along here because we have
minutes.
Sammy coming in at 8:00. We got about 25 minutes to get through the events and everything.
Yep. Oh yeah, so we'll go to the community calendar.
Yeah.
See what's happening.
So today we have, it looks like the Chula Food Bank is open from 10 a.m. to noon. Let's see, let's open this up. Or 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. rather.
Correct.
And, usually they would have some sort of, we still aren't sure. We've been meaning to check in on like the line dancing, some of the events they've been having at the senior center. They're not on the calendar anymore.
From what I know, it's a pretty affordable place to rent if you are looking for a venue for a get-together, maybe a dinner for, 20 to 50 people. The senior center is located just off of Main Avenue on the same street that the radio station is on. What is this street over here behind me?
It is 3rd Street, North 3rd Street East.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense.
Southwest by XY North.
Basically, it's across the street from SETI's or kitty corner from the old bank building.
It's right behind the, it's right behind the food bank.
Right, it's in the same building as the food bank,
Right across from the parking lot behind the Aaron Huff Memorial Center.
There you go. Yeah, that's great. We know our landmarks here in Chewelah.
Right. There's only like 5.
Everything's based off where the light is.
Right.
So is it south of the light or is it west? So that would be east of the light.
Yeah. It's where the light is or where SETI's is. Mm-hmm. Those are our 2 major landmarks.
Maybe we'll have to write a creative story about being the light and the perspective of the light in Chewelah.
Be the light. Be the light you want to see.
The northern light.
That's right. All right. So we have, let's see, tomorrow morning, the Chamber of Commerce meeting is at the casino. That is from 7 to 8 a.m. Get there early. They do have snacks and everything provided, and the community is welcome. They actually really do enjoy seeing people come out and see what's going on. Then we have adult pickleball at the old middle school gym. This is hard pickleball, not soft pickleball, from 9 a.m. to 11:30. And then let's see what we got going on here. Hey, get this. There's this company called Craig Meyer Karaoke. They are going to be at Fired Up Pizza.
Okay, so you skip past tonight.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay because I noticed that we didn't talk about the exhibit for the Chewila Winterfest for the Arts, which is still going on at the Trails End Gallery. That is something definitely to check out, and it's probably getting to the tail end of that because that's been going on for a little while now.
Yeah, I think April 5th there's going to be a new exhibit up.
Oh, great!
So
okay.
for the next Thursday Art Walk, it's still going to be there through next week, or he might be tearing it down, setting up the new exhibit.
Yeah,
as we speak. So get on down there if you can.
Yeah, definitely. And then tonight at the Oasis, we've got karaoke with my friend JD, or DJ as we like to call her.
DJ, not JD.
Yeah. Well, it was JD, and now it's DJ. But yeah, Jade is her name, and she is a great karaoke host, and that's the place to be on Thursday night in Chewila. I mean, everybody kind of gets funneled in there and has a lot of fun, singing songs, dancing. It gets a little wild, but it doesn't go too late, so you can still get up and work the next day.
And they have, I do believe at the Oasis, since Jason's taken over, they've got new food menu and...
Yeah. And then they still have the classic O-Burger.
Still got the O-Burger,
yeah,
of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, he's made it a little bit more. Before you could, like fries are always separate. Now you can get a burger and fries together.
Nice.
But there's more than that too as well. So
very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So then, so that was back up to tonight. And then tomorrow night, Craig Meyer Karaoke is going to be at Fired Up Pizza. Tell us what time, because it's never
okay. So yeah, and it kind of varies for the season. Right now, we're in the earlier time, which is 6 to 9 p.m., and that is all ages karaoke at Fired Up Pizza with Leah B. So Leah B is back, or sorry, Leah B. I'm telling the truth. I swear. I'm not
liable for saying her
liable.
Name wrong. Yeah.
No, so funny. But yeah, she is. Ileana is an awesome singer, and she just loves providing karaoke for the kids.
Yeah.
And so it's always a good time with her. And we're very fortunate that Cry jumped in there with Kyle, her husband, from Colville, or the Colville area, to kind of help it out while she was having her baby.
Yeah.
And, being a mom. And now she's, wants to sing again. So
it's fun to follow her on Facebook. She's really excited to be back doing it. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. She definitely shows it. And I got some exciting information for Saturday night, too, but you can go ahead. Is there something else going on Friday that we need to talk about?
Yes, there is. From 7 to 8:30 is the first showing of Moana Jr., or the first public showing of Moana Jr. That is, again, happening from 7 to 8:30. Then March 29th, the next day, there is a show at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 7 p.m. So 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., Then March 30th on Sunday, there's another show at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Those kids have been really working hard getting those performances out, and those are just the public performances. They've been doing private performances. Really cool story. They've been busing kids in from other school districts to come and watch the show, and a lot of these kids are kids that would probably otherwise never see any staged productions. So really cool stuff. A little bit about the show. You're invited to embark on an unforgettable adventure with Disney's Moana Jr. This is a vibrant musical about the celebration of courage, self-discovery, and the power of heritage. Guided by the ocean's call and her grandmother's wisdom, Moana, the spirited daughter of Montanui's chief, sets sail on a daring quest to restore the stolen heart of Te Fiti and save her island from impending darkness. Along the way, she teams up with the charming but self-doubting demigod Maui, confronts the dazzling and dangerous crab Tomatoa, and bravely faces the fiery demon Taka. Featuring beloved songs like How Far I'll Go, You're Welcome, and We Know the Way, this heartwarming tale reminds audiences of all ages that true strength comes from knowing who you are. And what I've seen about this play, it is insane. The costuming, the stage. If you went to see Wizard of Oz and some of the other plays they've done, they keep outdoing themselves in these productions, and it's one of these again where the stage is the whole entire. They take up half the theater with the stage, and
Oh wow!
and there's different islands that they can go to, and the costuming is incredible. And do you want to take a guess? We talked about it yesterday. Maybe you're listening and cheat, but how many kids do you think are in this performance?
80.
70.
Wow, I was close.
70 kids are in this play, and it's directed by Jessica Cochran. Jessica, you've had your hands full. Incredible, man.
And so the Chewelah Center of the Arts is located at 405 North 3rd Street East, Chewelah, Washington, and that is next to the museum. If you're not familiar with that location, where the old pool was, where they now is the part of the parking lot for that.
Yeah.
Just so people know, because it is kind of off the beaten path, a little hard to find.
It is.
But it is a great community theater that has been, basically funded through fundraising and as a nonprofit.
Yep.
And is just, a great thing for Chewelah, and go support it. The show tonight starts at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm. And they've got plans. If you can go, they have their plans up on display there to talk about some of the renovations they have planned. They're raising raising funds. They've raised quite a bit. They've got some grant money. They're really going to turn that. They're literally going to turn it around sideways. Not the whole building, but they're going to change the entrances, and they'll just about double their capacity. And really, that place is going to be it's going to be a real deal, beautiful theater.
Well, and it's just so the vision, and how they've started, small, basically half the building, and half of it is and still being worked on, and they've tightened it up as far as insulating everything, like completely wrapped the whole building, and then now they're going to be adding, like you said, a different entrance with, I think, new bathrooms, and also a concession area. So it'll be more like when you go into a movie theater, you walk into the main lobby, and there's going to be a place where it can be noisy and whatnot, and there could be something going on inside, and you're not going to distract it. Right now, there's only like a little hallway that you walk through as you go in, and there's a place that you can buy your ticket, but it's going to be way, way better than that. And then there'll be more area for the performers, I think, too, since they'll have probably their own restrooms for getting ready and whatnot. And so it's an awesome thing for Chewelah.
And if you ever want to help out, they have volunteer work parties every Saturday morning. I believe they start at 8 a.m.
I'm not sure.
They get there bright and early every Saturday. They have a whole crew that comes in every week.
Yeah.
Man, these people are dedicated. They go in there. Nobody gets paid for it. They're all volunteers. They go in and they crank workout every single week, and they're constantly improving that place. So if you're ever interested in helping out the theater, go talk to them, and I'm sure they'll find a place for you.
And Moana is also playing on Saturday. And there's 3 shows on Saturday. The first one's at 10 a.m. Second one is at 2 p.m. Third being at 7 p.m. So, and then Sunday as well, we've got 2 p.m. and probably 7 p.m.
Yep,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And that's after doing. I think they're doing like 3 shows a day for the kids that are coming in from the other school districts. Like that's yesterday. I think yesterday, and today they've been doing shows during the day. So. Very cool. Cool stuff. And you said you had something for Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday night, Jason and my mind's running
a blank.
Yeah, you know how that goes, right?
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, I was asked to start doing karaoke at the Oasis on Saturday nights as well.
Yes, that's right.
And so I have DJ coming down, and we're actually going to have a fun Moulin Rouge theme. So dress up and have fun. It's ladies' night. There's going to be drink specials for the ladies, and dress up in your nice dresses and have a good time singing some show tunes and fun stuff. So
I just had a couple of songs from Moulin Rouge in my head, and now they're just gone. I can't think of anything.
I'm not like a big I know that those theme nights are so much fun.
They are.
And you just got to go with it.
Come dressed up in your best 1920s Parisian fashion.
And and there's no limit really. It's just get creative with it, have fun. So that's what we love. We love it.
maybe go watch the movie or read up
Get
on
inspired,
it. Yeah. I mean, I know it's a play, but there was a really great movie that came out 25 years ago, probably.
Was
now.
it Hugh Jackman in it? No, that was that was a different movie.
I think it was. Was it Ed Norton Jr. or was it?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't remember. Yeah. Anyway.
But that starts at 9 p.m. So we're doing it a little later than the Thursday night, and it's going to go till midnight. And then if it's busy enough, they're going to keep it open till 1, which is great for Chihuahua on a Saturday night. There'd be a place to actually have a fun night out.
Yeah.
Because usually on Saturday night about 9 o'clock, the streets roll up. Everybody's running out of town.
Yep.
And there's just nowhere to go. Maybe go kick rocks on the railroad tracks or something.
Right. Keep you from going and getting in trouble.
Yeah.
What's the saying in Chihuahua? The side at 8 p.m. the sidewalks roll up.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's good to have some nightlife out here. All right. Then on Sunday again, Moana Junior is happening at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tickets for that show, by the way, are available at Valley Drug, Acres Drug, at the door, or you can go to the Chihuahua Center for the Arts.org and get those tickets online.
Yeah, I would recommend getting those tickets now because it's gonna probably sell out pretty quick. I'm guessing.
I haven't gotten my tickets. I keep asking the kids, "Hey, who wants to go to Moana?"
Well, I'll talk for a while, Chuck. Go ahead and get your tickets right now.
And they're like, "Well, maybe." And I'm like, "Give me an answer, kids." Gosh. All right, just trying to buy you some entertainment. All right, so then on Sunday from 4 to 8 p.m. is the Blues and Brews Jam at Fired Up Pizza, hosted by the Dinosaurs.
Man, that has just been blowing up. Like the roof is actually barely attached anymore.
That's awesome. I heard some rattling the other day, and I went and I looked, and there was a little bit of air getting,
Man, so if you do have sensitive ears, bring some earplugs. It does get a little bit loud because we got some great blues players that like to play loud, and I'm not in control. So it's the Dinosaurs, and my mom and dad are awesome,
and they get rowdy,
and they get I learned from the best. Dino is the drummer, and then Don Chilcott is their guitar player. They're the host band. You got a really great rhythm section holding it down. We're getting some great just local performers coming down and joining in. And what's awesome is I actually heard from Chase Champagne when he was talking. He's like, it's just so great for me because I know that the music's going to be held down, so then I'm free to be able to experiment and try different ideas. Yeah. Which is, when you're holding it down, you don't really get that freedom.
Right.
And so if you're a lead player out there and you want to do some shredding, you want to melt some faces, go meet Daniel in the middle. Daniel Randall will be out there with his trombone shooting. It's amazing, those horn players. They can target that thing like it's a bow and arrow and point it right at your face. And I mean, it literally you can just feel it. It's not just, we're not just kidding. It's like a face melts type thing. But I did want to say that Corey says good morning.
Oh, good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Corey. And then also Will Lee says, morning, KCHW.
Morning, Will.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we have some listeners out there. It's nice to know.
And little known fact, on Sundays during the Blues and Brews Jam, Fired Up Pizza actually turns the ovens off, and they just hold the pizzas up in front of the band.
Yeah, they do that. I've seen that.
Melts your faces and your cheese. All at once. You're welcome.
They save on their gas bill.
They do. It's a pretty cool thing they do there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a specialty item.
Well, and last night we had our second and fourth Wednesday acoustic jam at Andy's, and I think we had the best turnout yet. The place was packed. I actually live streamed the whole thing from my Craig McQueen music page, so if you're interested in listening in, go ahead and get to watch out for some great tunes that we're doing down there. That was a lot of fun. Some new faces as well that were joining us. We had a guy that showed up with a dobro.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, his name was Paul. I'd never met him before. He came up to me afterwards, and he's all, I want to thank you. That's the first time I've ever jammed with other musicians.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? I love the community. I love bringing people together. That's for me, music is a way to bring people together. And to see that and to see the light being sparked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So for people listening, what exactly is a dobro?
So basically, it's a resonator style guitar. So it's a guitar that has a metal plate in it that helps reverberate the music or the sound of the guitar, and it gives it kind of a metallic sound. Okay,
No,
and then and then on top of it, it's like a slide steel. So it's the strings are actually up off the fretboard. You don't actually fret the instrument. You use a slide to play on top of it.
Yeah.
And so, so the slide becomes basically the fret. So you can play between the notes. You can play semitones. You can bend the notes and different things. So it was interesting to watch. You know, it made me want to get my my lap slide out and try to play it some more.
You should.
I know.
No, it's essentially a hollow-bodied instrument
Yes.
that has a plate covering the hole, right? The sound hole.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I know I've done some shows in Alaska before where a guy had a dobro that he was playing during a show, but it was very cold outside, and his dobro was not doing well in the cold, and I think it was like his grandfather's dobro got destroyed. It cracked right in the middle of the show. It just so I don't remember exactly what happened, but
terrible.
I just remember that this guy, he was a local musician, well known. His guitar was one of the things that his dobro was one of the things he was famous for playing. This specific guitar, and it got destroyed during an outdoor show. I think it was at the Arctic Man just outside of Fairbanks at like 20 below zero.
I was a little worried during Winterfest when it was down in the 20s and we're bringing our instruments out. I mean, I know there was heat there and stuff, but yeah, that's definitely something to be worried about.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of heat. We're trying to do better next year. All right.
I do have a funny story, though. I had a comment on one of my posts on Facebook, and a guy asked me where he could tune his Django. And I'm like, Django? And I'm like, you got to give me more information. Like, send me a picture. He sends me a picture, and it's a djembe. And then he said, oops, I didn't even notice that my autofill, or he must have used a voice-to-text app or, like something like that on his phone, and it actually printed it as Django, not djembe.
Like with a D? The Django?
Django, yeah. They both have DJ. Yeah, the silent D in the front of them, right?
Wasn't that a movie with Johnny Depp?
Yeah, as the lizard, right?
Yeah.
Well, and he's actually, like, when I hear Django, I think of Django Reinhardt, the gypsy jazz player out of the 20s.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Who actually had only 2 fingers on his fretting hand. And he was
I didn't
able
know
to
that.
play all that crazy stuff with just 2 fingers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. Wow. All right, so moving along with the calendar here, what do we have? That kind of gets us through the end of the month. We do have pickleball again on Monday. Senior Center.
That was Rango, is what Will said.
Rango.
Yeah, we had a round.
I do. So my djembe, I have actually tuned it before. There's a process for tying the knots and untying them that once you learn it, it's actually pretty easy to get a really nice tight skin on that drum, but getting the right tune is a little more difficult because you got to do it evenly all the way around.
Well, and I think his actually had the tuner, or just like a regular drum, or like a snare drum. Like it had if you had the drum key, you could tune it.
Yeah.
I just told him to bring it down to the acoustic jam, and I figured like Dylan or Will would be there, and they could help him get it tuned. But,
nice.
Yeah, and that's another thing about those acoustic jams. I've been encouraging people that are looking for guitar teachers. Or something like that to come down, and we have multiple guitar players there, and there might be one that would like to pick up a student or two.
Oh yeah,
and it's also a way that you can learn by just doing too. Like, bring your guitar, we'll get it tuned for you if you can't tune it, and just strum with us. Watch what we do.
What if you're like me and you just can't play?
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Okay, maybe one of these days I should show up with my mandolin.
Sure, I had 2 last night, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
What was really cool is when I was getting ready to switch to bass because my mom's food was ready and she was playing the upright bass, I had my new mandolin that I just got, and Josh was sitting there and his guitar was in its case still. He hadn't even brought it out. I'm like, "Do you want to try playing this?" Nice. And he at first was like, "No." I'm like, "Come on, you know." He's like, "Well, how's it tuned?" I'm like, "Well, it's tuned in fifths, which is different than a guitar." And he's like, "Oh, so this is E, blah blah." Yeah. Josh's musical mind just went to outer space.
As it
he
does.
picked it up and he like figured out the inversions real quick, and he was just like, yeah, I didn't, and, very quickly he's like, I know one chord. I'm like, well, if you just move that chord all over, you can basically play all the chords.
Oh yeah,
if you just know one chord, right? And so I quickly just kind of showed him where the octaves were and like where the major minor was, and he he just went right into it. So he's over there just doing some tremolo picking, and
Nice.
yeah, it sounded great.
Nice.
He just seemed to really like it. He must have played like through 5 tunes on it.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah, like I said, I watched it for about an hour and a half out cleaning my shed.
Yeah.
And had provided me with some entertainment. It sounded pretty good. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, that blue mic did pretty good. Of course, in that room, I don't know how we can. I mean, the only thing I can think of is if we use some kind of like noise canceling equipment to where we could actually offset that room noise.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you found the perfect mic placement in the other part of the room and recorded both, and then basically that would take that out.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, then you occasionally
We'll have to
occasionally-
talk to Will Lee about how to figure out how to get rid of that room noise. I mean, I guess you could use EQ and get rid of it with
Yeah.
EQ because it's kind of like a white noise.
Mhm.
So maybe a certain frequency you can kind of bring it out of the mix. But
Yeah.
then you're going to lose that in the vocals too. So
Right.
yeah.
This is Audio Engineering 101 with Craig McQuain right here on KCHW.
There you go.
Well, we got a few more minutes here until we need to go to break. So let's look at some other things we have coming up in the near future. So next weekend, let me try to get this up here. I know on the 5th, I'm not seeing it here on the calendar. Here we go. An evening of wine and poetry. This is put on by the Chewila Arts Guild. And this is April 5th, going to be at the Chewila Center for the Arts. It says, join us for an unforgettable adult evening with local poets and readers at the Chewila Center for the Arts. Tickets are $15, but that includes your refreshments and your first glass of wine. Additional wine is available at $5 per glass. These are books by local poets will be available. Tickets are at the door or at ChewilaArtsGuild.org. All right. And then I know we had some other stuff coming up, too. I'm trying to think of where it is.
Well, I know on Saturday I am performing at a memorial for a friend that passed away, Heather Griffin. I actually worked for her husband for a while. He hired the Craig and the Brats to come in and kind of help facilitate the evening. That's going to be at Pine Low on Deer Lake. I'm sure it's already going to be filled up.
Yeah.
She had a lot of friends around the community of Deer Lake and Loon Lake, Deer Park as well. The Riddlers are actually going to be playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
we're going to have Steve and Chaz Riddler playing up there kind of either before or after us. I haven't really got the complete logistics figured out, but that's kind of what I'm there for. So I'll be helping with the slideshow. I'll be helping with the music, and it'll be great to be able to partner up with Chaz and Steve. They're both very, very great performers. And then they had to run out down to their piano bar to do their Saturday night thing, which they do the dueling pianos.
Very cool.
So, yeah, it's
Very
cool to be involved with those guys.
Very, very cool.
And of course, rest in peace, Heather. She was a very, very strong individual. I think she was diagnosed with 2 months to live about 5 years ago, give or take. And I mean, she was just a fighter. She
sounds like it.
Yeah, she loved her family very much, and we all miss her. So
nice. Oh well,
yeah.
My condolences to the family, and that's good that you're out there doing that. I mean, you forget. That's the way to do it. Have a big party, have live music.
Well, and they were really supportive of us. They we did Jason's 50th birthday out at the Chewila or Missisquoi Casino.
Yeah.
With Old Souls and Antiques. So that was really fun to be able to have that, big celebration. And of course, Heather was like, it's not all about me, Jason. We got to do stuff for you too. And I remember she was a very, very, very loving wife and mother to her family, to her kids and her husband. So, yeah.
Well, I hope everybody at least has a good time and has good memories of her.
Yeah, I think there'll be some, some very heartfelt stories and then some probably funny stories as well.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And again, moving along, don't forget the 12th right here, free concert at KCHW. And coming up very soon, I do have paper sign-up forms available. I have all the online stuff ready for Chewila's Got Talent. I'm just waiting for approval to make it all live. Got to get a second pair of eyeballs on everything, make sure everything's all the I's are crossed and the T's are dotted. And make sure we get everything up and going, make sure that information is correct. But hopefully those will go out later today or tomorrow. We'll get all that stuff published and online and start sharing the heck out of it because we need talent.
Well, and that's one thing we do have in this valley.
We do.
up and down, from Springdale all the way up to Kettle Falls.
Yep.
There is a whole slew of talent in this area.
Whether you're a musician or a magician or a comedian or
Dylan Ashbaugh.
Exactly. Or you have any kind of strange, unusual talent that nobody else has seen before.
We're looking for, street performers, contortionists, mimes.
Exactly. Anything at all that you think people might be interested in seeing, we want to see it. Within reason, of course, keep it decent.
Yeah, you can't make a bunch of sawdust. Like you
Right.
can't make a wood shop project like on the stage, but get creative. That's what we're here to do.
And we actually did run into this issue last year. No open flames.
No open flames. Yeah.
So,
no pyro.
Yeah. Luckily, we were able to do LEDs instead, and he had a great show. He actually took second place doing fire poi.
Oh, okay.
But with LED balls instead. So.
Yeah, very cool.
All right. Well, we have Sammy Eubanks waiting in the waiting room on the Zoom call.
Awesome. Very good. Very great.
So we are going to go ahead and take our break, listen to some news, thank our sponsors. We'll be right back for the second half of the show, once again with Sammy Eubanks joining us. You're listening to the KCHW Morning Show. We will be right back after this break.
Talk to you soon. Ha, 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 ha. So I got some good news.
What's that? Good morning, Mr. Eubanks.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Spectacular. How are you?
Oh, outstanding. So I got to let you know really quick, this is going out live streaming. I was just coming on to let you know that we've got you here. We're going to listen to some news and thank our couple of sponsors. And then we'll be right back in the show in about 5 minutes. So
very good.
Just hang out, listen to that news, and we'll bring you on. You'll hear the music come in. It'll be about 30 seconds, and then we'll be on the air.
One thing there, Sammy, do you have maybe an MP3 of some of your music that we could queue up? If you could email it over to us, we could probably get it queued up in time to use it during the broadcast. Do you think? Chuck's kind of squinting.
Possibly, yeah. I went to turn my laptop on this morning, and it's doing some updates. So I'm on
wonderful.
my phone.
Yeah, don't you love it?
So maybe before we get on the air, I can send you a couple tracks.
Perfect.
That'd be
great.
awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, if you could just respond to the email that I sent you, if you could just respond to that, then that'd be perfect.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. All right, thank you. I'm going to get us in the news.
Okay.
The nonprofit advocacy group Voices of Florida.
This is going to disproportionately affect students that are growing up in poverty, and you're going to relegate them to a lifetime of poverty.
Tampa Republican Senator Jay Collins sponsored Bill 918. He says it would match state rules with federal standards. It would let 16 and 17-year-olds work 40 hours a week during school, up from the current 30-hour limit, and allow some currently banned jobs such as roofing. The measure passed along party lines with Republicans in support. The House bill faces one final committee vote, with Republican supermajorities controlling both chambers. Passage appears likely, making Florida the latest GOP-led state to relax child labor laws. I'm Tremel Gomes.
Business groups back the measure, but opponents warn that it risks teens' safety. Next to Indiana, where the third-grade reading scores show progress, but gaps remain.
The latest iRead 3 results show about 82% of students passed in 2024, up slightly from the year before. But scores are still below pre-pandemic levels. Special education students, English learners, and low-income children struggle the most. Tammy Silverman, president and CEO of Indiana Youth Institute, says early childhood shapes literacy skills, and many Indiana children lack access to quality early learning.
We know that 27 of Indiana's 92 counties had proficiency levels below the state average, and that's actually up.
Several programs help close these gaps, including On My Way Pre-K, which gives low-income children access to preschool. Reach Out and Read Indiana promotes early reading, and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library sends free books to kids. I'm Joe O'Leary, Public News Service.
A new law requires struggling third graders to repeat that grade. This is Public News Service. With a few days left in the 2025 session, Republican lawmakers pushed through a bill they say should reassure doctors they can rely on their medical judgment when treating pregnancy complications, despite the state's abortion ban.
Dozens of healthcare providers have signed on to a letter asking Governor Andy Beshear to veto it, says Tamara Weeder, Kentucky State Director for Planned Parenthood Alliance Advocates.
House Bill 90 changes the definition of medical emergency in Kentucky law. The current law gives providers the authority to make decisions in emergencies, but this bill would allow judges to decide whether care was truly necessary.
Kentucky OBGYNs say the state's abortion ban is forcing them to violate their oath as physicians and causing devastating consequences for patients. 2 House Republicans brought forth the language, which was supported largely along party lines. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
This story produced with original reporting by Sarah Ladd for the Kentucky Lantern. Next to the Ohio State House, where proposed budget cuts to the Fair School Funding Plan have sparked more debate among lawmakers and educators.
Also known as the Cupp-Patterson Plan, it's in its 4th year of 6-year implementation designed to address disparities in school funding across the state. Backers are urging the full completion of its phase-in, but in recent weeks, Republican House Speaker Matt Huffman has suggested reducing the state's public education budget by at least $650 million, challenging the state's ability to continue the current funding model.
Implementing of the Cupp-Patterson Plan that many believe is a fait accompli, that we decided 4 years ago that in this budget we're going to do that, in my estimation, is a fantasy.
Critics of the proposed cuts argue that reducing funding could exacerbate inequities, particularly in under-resourced districts. Farah Siddiqui reporting.
Finally, after Elon Musk, a man once worth $327 billion, spent $250 million to elect Donald Trump, he was rewarded with unprecedented powers over the federal government.
Brandon Novick with the Center for Economic and Policy Research says blatant corruption in the United States is not new, and it's legal thanks to the U.S. Supreme Court's Buckley versus Vallejo ruling in 1976.
That decision was the root one that said money is speech and that people can infinitely spend in elections. In Citizens United, basically the court said, based on this, we're saying corporations, not just individuals, can infinitely spend in elections.
To avoid the appearance of quid pro quo corruption, Novick says the nation's highest court clarified that unlimited spending to influence the outcome of an election is okay, so long as the cash is spent independently and not in coordination with a candidate's official campaign. I'm Eric Galatas.
This is Mike Clifford from Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's on interesting radio stations on your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Broadcasting from beautiful Chewelah, Washington, this is Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are back with myself, Chuck Ritchie, Craig McQueen, and our very special guest today, Sammy Eubanks. Good morning, Sammy. How you doing?
Morning, guys. How are you?
We are good. I can't answer for Craig, but I'm good.
I'm doing great. My voice is a little hoarse from last night, though. I sang a little loud. We do an acoustic jam, and it's not amplified. So in order to project your voice, you got to really bite in. So.
Oh, really? Like no microphone?
Yeah. It's a real lively room, so it works pretty good. Like you hit certain pitches, and it gets exciting. So.
There were how many folks were there last night?
Oh, it was
a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. We had probably 20 people jamming, and then there was probably 50 to 60 people in the place. So.
And where's that at?
Andy's. What is it?
Andy's
Sandwiches and Sports. Yeah, it's a sports bar. It's right next to Sporty's on the main avenue in Chewelah. Yeah.
In Chewelah, yeah.
Yeah. So good morning, Sammy. How I think I already asked you how you're doing today, but welcome to the show.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm doing good. Thank you. How you guys?
We again good. Yeah, so welcome to the show. We were going over some of your list of accolades and stuff before the show. You're just, man, you just keep winning stuff and winning awards, and we saw.
Well, and I think most of those were like prior to COVID because it was like 2019, and then and that really put a kibosh on the music stuff. I know for me, I lost my weekly gig that I had. I had like a residency at a local bar.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like my only income there for a while because I got out of the restaurant business and I was just doing that. So
right.
Well,
yeah, I call it leap year.
The leap year.
Yeah, it shut everything down obviously for everybody, and it not only affected the music industry, but I mean obviously every industry.
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So how have you been able to, regroup after that, or did you find other avenues to, keep your stuff going?
What I did, I wanted to stay working, and throughout 2020, I played at home, broadcast on Facebook, and people sent tips in and stuff, which was so unbelievable, and a great help, because music is all I do, right?
Yeah.
So, in order for me to row my half of the boat here at home with my wife, I had to do something. So I started doing that, and I dreaded doing it before I did it. Every time I went live, I called it the Plan B Studios. But every time I went live, like that day, I dreaded doing it. But once I got into it, and people were interacting and stuff, and requesting songs and commenting to me and to each other. It was this community thing going on. It was really cool. So toward the end of 2020, I wanted to get back to work, and baseball was getting back to work, and they were having games, and it was a story I saw on Q6 News actually about the Mariners playing baseball. Okay, they didn't have any crowds in the stands, but we're all supposed to be, what was it, 6 feet, 10 feet apart, and I'm watching this story about the Mariners playing, and there's a batter, a catcher, and an umpire, all within inches of each other.
Mm-hmm.
If they could do that, why can't we? I couldn't even do a gig on an outdoor patio with tables 20 feet away from me.
Right. Yeah.
The state wouldn't allow it. The Washington State wouldn't allow. I live in Idaho.
Yeah.
But Washington State wouldn't allow it. So, what I did was something I've been wanting to do since I was probably 17, 18 years old. I'm a huge drag racing fan.
Oh.
And so what I did was went on the road starting in 2021, playing music at all the NHRA drag races around the country.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Okay. If you go to NHRA.com and look up their schedule, you'll see it's quite extensive. It starts in Gainesville, Florida. So we made 9 trips across the country driving. I did, for 4 years. I just finished my 4th year in November. And I'm not doing that this year. I'm staying close to home, getting back to playing music, solo shows and band shows. And so that's what I've been doing. Because once I got out there, I played music at all the events, which is what I wanted to do. And then I ended up starting a business in and around drag racing. And I did that for a couple of years, and now I'm over it.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about you and your background with music, your history and what you're doing.
Well, my dad played when I was a kid, so I always wanted to obviously be like him. So I guess it was 1982. We formed a band up in Priest River. It was called Otto, OTTO, and did that for. I've been pretty much playing music full time since 1982. So with a couple breaks here and there, but that's how it started. And you just in music, as you probably know, you start where you're at. If you want to progress, you got to leave home and get more exposure and more notoriety, and build the business bigger and bigger, hopefully.
But that's living the dream, right? Being a full-time musician.
No.
It's work.
Exactly.
It's work, Chuck.
Exactly. Oh, I know.
Well, and that's something I'm learning too, because like I've kind of reached I feel is a saturation level in my local area. I've always played up north of Spokane because they always treat me good up here. And when I go into, like, say, the bigger city, I don't get. I mean, yeah, it's exposure, right? That's what they always say, but couldn't really make a living at it there. So up here, I've been fortunate to be able to just stay busy. And I've heard stories about that with artists like Garth Brooks, for example. He went to Nashville trying to make it big, and the record or the label or wherever he was talking to, they were like, "What? You make that much at the college town?" They're like, "Go back there. You're not going to make that kind of money here." And I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. And people ask me, they're like, "How do you do it?" I'm going like, "Well, where I live, people actually, the clubs and stuff, they compensate me well.
Yeah.
And I have a name. I've been around. I've been doing it since my 20s. And I actually did play gigs when I was, in high school and stuff. Like I had a band and whatnot. And my parents are musicians around the area, so I have it's already a thing. So it's like it's easier for me to get my foot in the door. But then when I go outside of my area, nobody knows who I am. Well, and so
that's what I dealt with being on the road. But doing that and going back, for 4 years, I've created some great business opportunities that are still out there that I could tap into. Just go do that. You know what I mean? Not doing the racing thing, and or being around the drag racing scene, and also created lifelong friends. Along the way,
absolutely,
which is priceless. And that's what I miss most right now. I'm watching everybody on NHRA.TV. It streams live as it's happening, and I see the people, and I miss the people.
Right.
So that's the hardest part.
You mentioned the word exposure. It sounds weird coming from somebody running a radio station, but I consider that a bad word.
Exposure.
Exposure is great, but it doesn't pay the bills. You got to pay your musicians.
Oh yeah. It doesn't put gas in the tank or food on the plate.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't get those hot rods on the track. So I want to talk a little bit about your dad. We were trying to look up some information about him. Do you want to talk about your dad a little bit? Are you okay with that? Yeah. So tell us a little history of your dad and his influence on you in music.
He was by trade, he was an automotive machinist.
Oh wow.
Engine builder guy, parts fixer. And when I was 17, I think, I retired early from my schooling and moved to Seattle and went to work for my dad in his machine shop. And I did all the cylinder head work and turned brake drums and rotors and axle bearings and whatever needed to be done, tear down, clean up, all that stuff. I did that for 2 or 3 years. And then that's when I started. When I was 20 was when we started the band. So, but he played in Southern California when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he moved to Seattle in 69, he didn't play until 1979. He started a band with some of his buddies. They played on Sundays at the Rimrock Steakhouse in Lake City, north of Seattle.
Nice.
And they were called the Duo Glides. And they did it just for fun on Sundays. Everybody had their own. The bass player played in a country band on the weekends, and the guitar player worked at the BMW dealership in Bellevue in the parts department, and the drummer was a cabinet maker, and my dad was a machinist, and they just did that for fun.
So what was the name again? It was the what glides?
The Duo Glides.
Duo Glides. Okay.
Nice.
Duo Glides. Yeah, I think it's a Harley.
So my
Harley Davidson model.
My parents are from Burien, and that's where they met, and then they moved over to the Spokane area in like the mid '70s. My dad was actually in the Expo band. He was one of the drummers, one of the percussionists in it. But it's just interesting to learn the history. They might have actually, I don't know if they would have heard your dad's band, but because I don't think the timing works. But it's just interesting.
Yeah,
I like the history. So
yeah. So that band, I wasn't 21, so I couldn't go to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So I never saw him play until later on, like 85 or 86. Pardon me. But and then when I started my band, it was odd. The old man, he never pushed me. He never encouraged me to do that.
Right.
You know, we'd be working in the shop, listening to KCHW, and I'm singing along to the songs on the radio. You know, Turn the Page and Whip and Post and One Way Out and all that stuff that they play, and singing along. And he'd nod once in a while. I'd hit some note or something. We had this thing, and I'd look over and he'd kind of go like that. You know, yeah, it's pretty good, not bad.
Not bad. It's all right.
Yeah, so, but he never encouraged me, never pushed me, never taught me. His guitar was on a stand at the house, and he's like, "Don't you touch that guitar."
It's mine.
Which, of course, I'm gonna touch the guitar.
Yeah,
right?
right.
So,
yeah. I experienced that same thing with my bandmates Will and Rob Lee, because like there's like Rob's guitar, you know, and it's like that's like you don't touch that guitar, you know.
Right.
It's like very rare.
Yeah.
Like, I think Forrest Govadier got to play it one night, and it was like surprising to me.
Yeah,
it's just like wow.
I didn't understand it at the time, but with the stuff that I own now, I get it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you don't want nobody's mojo on it. It's like that's my baby, you know.
Right.
Don't be touching my girl.
Right.
Yeah. He came home one day and he picked up his guitar. He goes, my guitar's covered in suck. What is this?
That's great. Oh man, so I want to talk a little bit about some of your accolades that you've won. I believe what was it, Washington State Vocalist of the Year?
Washington Blues Society.
Yes.
Male vocalist, and Inland Empire Blues Society male vocalist. I've been very fortunate to win those.
Yeah.
A number of times, and
quite a few times
the
actually,
album
right?
of the year. What's that?
Quite a few times actually, right?
Yeah, 13, I think, 12 or 13.
Yeah,
combined. Yeah. We've had album of the year, I think, for Sugar Me and Riding Alone, I believe. Yeah, it's wonderful to be recognized, and a huge blessing as well.
Oh yeah, and I believe there was a runner-up in, what was that, Craig? There was a song competition in Nashville?
The International Blues Challenge in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes. Yeah.
We went back there in 2019 representing the Washington Blues Society, which also included help from the Inland Empire Blues Society.
Mm-hmm.
I took a 6-piece band back there, I think. The set is actually, the final set from the Orpheum Theater in Memphis is on YouTube. It's 20 minutes long. You can watch the whole set. And there was I can't remember how many total acts there were. There was over 250, 60 acts from all over the world. That was my second time competing at the IBC. The first time was 2013. We went to the semifinals at that event. But making the finals was my goal in 2019. We got to play the Orpheum Theater in Memphis, Tennessee on Beale Street.
That's
and it's
incredible.
Yeah. When they announced us, it's a little emotional, but when they announced us as making the finals, that was a win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what does that do for your career? I mean, does the phone just start ringing off the hook at that point? I mean,
no.
You
still got to work, Chuck.
I know, right?
It doesn't just give it. It's not given to you, man. You got to work every day.
Oh, I know.
It, people around the industry that have been to the IBC a bunch told me that, if you go, I've seen bands come off stage, a guy standing there with a contract, for gigs. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm probably as good as that guy. I got picked to go.
Right.
So, let's go. And none of that happened. It was eye-opening experience. Learned a lot about the business and the lack of business.
Right.
Right.
And what the IBC really is, which is a networking opportunity, which is great, which is wonderful. But you go there and you meet all these people that are in this industry, booking gigs, booking bands, booking shows, booking festivals, and you meet them and everybody exchanges business cards and you reach out to them. I never heard back from anybody. So
if it's like me, I get business cards and they end up in a pile of other business cards that eventually get coffee spilled on them. And
well, it's like some things with Chuck. It's like I just noticed he's so busy with all the things he does here at the radio station, which is a part-time gig really for him. He's a volunteer just like everybody else, but I mean he's like the one paid employee. But what I
get paid for part-time. That's
yeah, he gets paid for it. I'm just saying, but
it's not part-time. But that's what I get. That's the part of it I get paid for.
I'm trying to think of to put myself in his shoes, and then there's certain times where I'm just like, Chuck, just do that now. I'm like, make sure to do that now, because if you wait, it's not going to get done. Like, we got to get that done now so that it's like, it just helps. It just helps everything move a little smoother. But you need somebody I'm like, both of us, we were like, we need personal assistants to do that. Like, just
really
prod us, be like, do it now, don't wait, get it done. And then get on with your day.
Like sending you the Zoom link yesterday. That was Craig.
That was me.
Craig
yeah,
said,
I was
do
like,
that now before you forget.
Yeah, because I don't want to do it in the morning. I want I'm so happy to see your message this morning when I got up, because I'm like, yes, okay, everything's going like it's supposed to.
Right. And then I turned my laptop on and it wanted to make updates for an hour. So
don't you love that?
I'm using my phone. But anyway, and that's the thing too. You make those connections and try to move up the ladder. As it were.
Mm-hmm.
And, you record records and put them out and hopefully, somebody wants to have you come and play in their town or their festival or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to hire an agent.
Yeah.
And it just, none of that stuff for me has worked out. So I'm too dumb to quit, like my friend Jeremy Holmes said. And so I'm just plugging away doing what I do, and I'm blessed beyond measure.
Well, and I wanted to know, I mean, it looks like you just played a gig at the Barrister Winery in Spokane?
Last night, yeah.
Last night. So, yeah, you played a solo gig, and then tomorrow night you're going to be up in Colville at the Crossroads Event Center for the Fourth Friday, which is also a solo gig. That's a great thing that the community is doing. Colville Together puts that together. Fired Up Brewing is not giving away the food, but there's food there and beverages.
Yeah.
And then it's all made possible by the Vincent Fund. And I think that's just an amazing community thing that's happening that you're going to be involved in. I was actually able to play there not last month, but the month before. And it's that's a great audience up there. You're going to have a great time, and I know that people are really excited to have you up there. So
yeah,
I played there a couple of years ago at that same venue, and I don't believe it was for this for this cause, but great room, great, wonderful people. I love playing up in Colville. That people come out and they're very supportive, and it's always great to see our friends up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
So
Wait until you play in Chihuahua.
yeah, exactly. Well, and that's what's awesome about this little community that I live in. I mean, there was like one place to play 10 years ago. I would say like Sporty's, right? Sporty's now Sporty's is more just a restaurant. They don't really do the nightlife, but Fired Up Pizza is doing live music. We've got Andy's Andy's Sandwiches and Sports. They're doing music. There's another place called the General Store, which just had a barbecue outfit basically start inside of it, and they're doing live music. The Oasis Tavern, they're doing live music. There's also the Missisquoi Casino, which has a huge banquet room that can be a place for live music. We have the Chihuahua Center of the Arts, which can also do live music. There's wedding venues that are opening up that can do live music. Of course, this is my brain. You know, I'm like, but at the same time, there's just little pockets of bands forming in these little jam sessions that we're doing. I'm introducing musicians to each other, and they're starting their own little groups, and they're going off and doing their own thing. It's just so much fun for me. And I get to play and do the things that I do. I run a little karaoke business, yada. But whatever. The Ski Hill, another place that's doing live music. They're going to be opening up over the summertime to do live music up on their deck. And I mean, it's just, there's so much potential.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
I'd love to come up there and play.
And then the festivals too. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
they still do Chautauqua?
There's kind of a new version of it, I would say. It's called Summerfest.
Yeah. Chautauqua went away just the year before COVID, and now there's 3 smaller festivals throughout the year that are sort of taking the place of it. So,
yeah, I played Chautauqua 2 or 3 times, and Sporty's a few times as well.
Yeah,
love it up there.
Yeah.
Of course, Craig forgot to mention our theater right here.
We got to plug that last, right?
We've just done a bunch of upgrades to the theater here in the radio station. We have a 45 seat. It's a very fun, cool little intimate space. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and those are great. Cool. We don't really have the funds to pay the musicians as much as we would like to, but we do split the cost or split the profits from
the
ticket sales from the doors, and but the shows also go that's live on the air. It's live on 3 different streaming sources, and we have a recording at the end of it. So,
but
so you stream it while it's going on?
Yeah. We do live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Like that,
yeah. So my bandmate Will Lee has been helping as an engineer on those shows. I've been kind of helping with doing the stage manager position, and Chuck, of course, does the streaming and he's the host. But we've been teaming up, and we've done. Now we got 3 under our belt or 4.
Yeah.
3.
I wouldn't say we're to Tiny Desk level yet, but we're goals.
Yeah, let's try to put some together.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. And I mean, you as a solo, the solo acoustic is a much easier format for us to do. We did have Nate Ostrander Ostrander with his band, and that just adds a lot of variables for us to try to get the best sound. And I think we did a pretty good job. Of course, we're always adding gear.
Yeah,
is what the tiny budget of the radio station can afford. But it's getting better and better, and we're learning every time we do it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to network.
That's exactly along the lines of what I was talking about. About building your business bigger. You just keep doing it and keep doing it.
Little changes.
And I'm doing it from a musician standpoint. Hey, I would like to be where. I mean, I know you did it out of necessity. It's like, hey, I have to do something. I need to start streaming during COVID. I kind of did that with my phone a couple times, and it just felt so awkward. And it's like I just didn't feel. I didn't feel like my music was quite ready. Like, I mean, it was okay, but it's like now since I've been like just on the street doing it and practicing and playing and getting my chops up. I feel like, I'm ready to start doing more of that. And so with Chuck here, I've been learning more, and, every day just it's great. And like last night I did a live stream from our jam just to see how it would turn out. And the audio was so because that room's so lively and you can hear all the chatter and white noise, but it still did it, you know. And like Chuck said, hey, you're going to make mistakes, but just do it and learn and keep moving, keep moving forward. So he's getting misty-eyed over there.
Don't be afraid to fail.
No. Don't be afraid to fail.
So, Sammy, I wanted to hear a little bit about some of the other stuff you have coming up. We heard a couple of the shows in Colville, of course, but tell us some of the bigger picture things you have coming up for you.
It's funny you asked that, because somebody asked me last night when the next time I'm going to have a full band show is, and I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to look at my.
Well, I'm looking at your calendar right now. I can help you with that tomorrow. Or sorry, on
SammyEubanksLive.com, right?
Yeah, I'm on your website.
On the website.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
after your gig at in Colville, you're going to be running down to the Bullhead,
right?
Doing a solo gig there, which is at Four Lakes, Washington. So that's the Saturday night, and then on Wednesday, you're going to be where is that? Oh, it went away. Fool Me Once solo. Is that the name of the venue? Fool Me Once.
Yeah. No, it's that's the name of the event. That's because it's the day after April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. Got it.
Did there?
Yeah, that's great. And that's at Corby's Post in Post Falls.
Corby's in Post Falls.
Yeah.
And then the 4th, I'm at Mike's Bar and Grill.
Yep.
In the Valley. And then I go to New Orleans, and then when's the next band gig? Full band gig.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I was looking for the arrow to go to the next one.
So while he's looking at that, you're going to New Orleans to perform?
No, just going there to hang out for a couple days with my lovely wife.
Oh, I see. You have a whole week off. That's great. And then so you're going to be, let's see, full band gig is what I'm looking for. Full band, you're going to be Monday, full band, private. So maybe I don't know exactly what that is.
Okay.
So that's probably somebody hired you to do.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
I know what that is, but
it's private.
That's the 21st.
Oh, so then on the Friday, the 25th of April, you've got the full band at Fizzy Mulligan's in Spokane, Washington, which is on the north end up by Windermere.
There we go.
Yep.
Yes, up on Hastings Road. Yes.
Yep.
So that's the next time, April 25. Thank you.
Nice.
Yep.
So who is in your full band? Do you want to give them a shout out?
Eric Lindstrom plays bass guitar, and Jesse Reed plays drums, and I play guitar and sing.
Oh, power trio. Great.
Yeah.
Right on.
Very nice. So do you have any
we
more?
have a couple of gigs coming up. A festival gig over in Montana, August 1st or 2nd at Big Sky Blues Festival. And we're going to be joined by a gentleman named Dave Griffith, who used to play with Eric Lindstrom years ago. I think they were in Stone Johnny together, and I think they've known each other longer than that. So that's I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Outstanding. So yeah,
and Wallace. Don't forget Wallace Music Festival, July 12th, I think it is. Saturday the 12th.
Okay. That's the same day we have our Summerfest here. So
yeah.
And I don't see that one on your calendar, so you might want to update that. But I'm surprised that it wasn't on there. I did want to ask you about the Walla Walla Guitar Festival. I know that's something that you did in the past, or like last week or the week before last.
I did. Yeah, I did. We did that on the 15th of March. That's my second time being there. I was at the very first one 14 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, yeah.
I know one of my dad's old bandmates from a band called Earth Song had a guitar shop down in Walla Walla called the Guitar Stand. I never actually been down there, but I've been to Walla Walla, but it's just not really. Walla Walla isn't really any way I go usually, so I have to actually like have a reason to go there. But the guitar festival sounds like a good reason to get down there. So
yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. There's venues all over the city, and they have different acts in those venues for 2 or 3 days. I think they had over 30 acts, over a 2 or 3 day period.
So that one's sort of split up between all the different locations and all kind of indoors?
Right. We were in the ballroom at the Marcus Whitman Hotel, and there's all kinds of wineries and bars and stuff around town. Robin Barrett puts that together and works his butt off doing it.
I bet.
You guys probably know what that's like, putting festivals together and stuff, but it's crazy the amount of music that he has. And I mean, the VFW had music, and there used to be a winery down there called Sapelo. I don't know if it's still there, but little venues like that all over town. And there's just music going on, and celebrating the guitar and music in general, I think.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really interesting way to do it, especially with the weather, because it's probably still a little, I mean, we do a festival in the middle of winter, but we're crazy. I guess.
We're.
But yeah,
Chuck's from Alaska.
Right.
Yeah,
I love that. It's a cool way. Well, I didn't pick the dates for it, but yeah, no, that's a great way to sort of get people out of the weather, and especially that time. When was that? Was that in February or March?
It was
Walla Walla.
Yeah, it was March 15th.
March 15th.
Okay. Yeah. This time of the year, the weather can be really unpredictable. So.
Yeah, it was okay. It was windy and chilly, but we were inside, so.
Okay-ish, yeah. I know this time of the year, I always like to say, if you don't like the weather, just stick around a few minutes. It'll change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So is there, I wish we had, we weren't able, I meant to reach out to you before, and I apologize. That's on me. I was going to get some songs from you that we could play a couple examples of your music, but we don't have.
Did that not come through?
I didn't see it. Maybe here. Let me see if.
I emailed it right before we started. I sent you 3 songs, I think.
Well, I thought it was really interesting that you mentioned that your dad never pushed music on you, and I kind of feel the same thing with my parents. Of course, there was instruments around the house, like the keyboard, and my dad had a piano. It was like his mom's piano in the house, and my dad was really into electronic music, and so he had like a MIDI set up on our first computer that we had. It was like an old Gateway 2000 that came out of the box without the hard drive hooked up, and we had to figure out how to get it to work. But it was really interesting because he went to Whitworth and got a music degree as a percussionist and a flutist, and learned a little bit about electronic music back then. And I would sit there and I would compose music on it. And of course, I never really got any thumbs up or anything from my dad. He was kind of disinterested in my music. But at the same time, they bought me my first guitar and an amp, and I wanted to play guitar mainly because my mom plays bass, my dad plays keyboard, my brother's a drummer, and I'm like, we need a guitar in this band. And so it's been great to be able to grow up and learn to play music with my folks. We do a Sunday's jam. I encourage you to make a trip up to Chihuahua and come jam with us. My parents' band, the Dinosaurs, back them up, or back up the jammers. And got some great players that show up from all over the area. And it goes from 4 till 7 on Sundays, every Sunday at Fired Up Pizza. So something maybe keep in mind. I know. Where are you? Are you located in Post Falls?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know Don Chilcott? Have you met Don?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's actually my parents' guitar player. He travels up from there to do the jam with them. And so,
does he live in Coeur d'Alene?
Yeah, I think he lives in Coeur d'Alene, or one of those towns there. I know he's. I know he travels.
Mustache.
Yep. Yeah. He's got some chops.
I think I've met him.
Literally has chops. He literally has chops. Yeah. Yeah.
I believe I've met him, but I have seen him play. He's a great player.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
Really
he
good.
likes to travel all the way up here. I mean, and play with my folks because they play more of like the, Steely Dan type stuff, a little more, I would say, heady blues, kind of jazz blues mix. My dad actually hosts a local blues show. I'll try to get your information to him. Because on last night he was doing his Wednesday night blues show. He goes from 8 to 10 p.m. Dirt Road Doug's Blues. You can catch that on the streaming services at the website. But yeah, he does all kinds of different blues, local blues. I think he even had Rockabilly Space Force on last night when I was listening.
Nice.
Which I didn't really think of blues, but yeah, that's one of Chuck's favorites.
He's been doing that. I got their CD. I keep it next to me here in the studio, and almost every Thursday almost every Wednesday night since I've had that up there, he always pops in one or two of those songs from Rockabilly Space Force.
So yeah, it's a blues show, but he definitely blues kind of influences rock, country, all the different types of American music. Yeah. Really, blues is definitely ingrained in all of it. So he's not a purist in that form, but we have a blues jam. It's interesting because we don't necessarily do very many just straight up blues songs. Because it turns into where if it's just the regular people, we play songs that we kind of know as different groups, different formations of the bands, right? We have multiple bands that show up and play, but it'd be cool to get somebody of your caliber up there to be able to lead some of the songs because you do know some really good blues, and they would be great at backing you up if that was something you were interested in.
So speaking of, I have a song of yours queued up here. Let's see what we have here. I have All My Dying Days queued up here. Is that a good one to kick things off with?
Sure.
All right. So tell us
I
about
haven't heard it in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about this one a little bit before we give us an intro here.
It's a song I wrote about a girl.
All right. Here we go. All My Dying Days, a song about a girl from Sammy Eubanks.
Mother, I met your sister too. They both told you, darling, I was good for you. I'm gonna love you all of my dying days. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, call on me, darling, I'll be there for you. Won't you let me love you all of my dying days? You know I'm gonna. I know your mother, I know your sister too. They still tell you, darling, I was good for you. I'm gonna love you all of my dying days. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Till I'm dead and gone, till I'm dead and gone, I'm gonna love you, love you, love you. Ain't nothing you can do. I got it, it's mine. I'll do what I can do. Won't you let me love you all of my dying days?
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
was that an older song you've done, or you say you haven't listened to it for a while? Is that
That song, we recorded that song in 2005, I believe, at College Road Records in Spokane.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a little bit of an older one. I've got a few more of your songs here where I know we're getting kind of towards the end of the show, but and I apologize. I didn't get that email from you until just about the time we were talking to it.
That's great, though it worked out.
our email servers are a little bit old, so so we don't go through Google or anything. So sometimes my emails take a little bit to get to me.
College Road was right on Monroe there in Spokane, correct?
Correct. Wade Thames.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Was the guy that owned it at the time. I can't remember the guy that started it, but Wade bought it and ran it for quite a few years. I was just talking about this the other day. But yeah, College Road's where we recorded that record. That's my Big Fat Blues record.
Nice.
I love that. So that was the name of the album, My Big Fat Blues Record?
The album was called My Big Fat Blues Record, yeah.
I love that. Wait.
And then what's that?
I was just wondering where that name came from, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. 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 I think I sent you All Blues to Me.
Yeah.
Which is a song I wrote about. It was inspired by hanging out with my dad, listening to music. I don't know what else I sent you, but All Blues to Me is a song I'm really proud of as well.
Oh, very cool. I'm just trying to get that queued up right now.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Trying to get it queued up here.
Well, it's interesting to me because like I've been able to compose songs and then have my parents learn my music, and there's nothing quite like. I mean, I don't know if you were able to actually jam with your dad or not, but what's that?
A little bit, not much at all. But one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. I have a song called Austin City Limits Sign that I wrote. And there's a gentleman that lives in Southern California. His name's Joey Lepore. Joey Lee, and him and my father played together back in the 60s. Okay.
Oh.
So from 2009 to 2014, every November, my band and I went to Pomona and played at the last NHRA race of the season in the Lucas Oil hospitality area. We did that on Sunday after the races were over. That was the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monday, for 2 or 3 years, we went to a record, or not a record shop, but a music store in Glendale called Strings and Things. And we went in there and played. And Joey came in, brought his guitar and amp. His buddy Stan came in once. So I had my drummer and my bass player. We just set up in the corner, small stuff and played. And we trade songs. Joey would sing, Stan would sing, I would sing. And then one day Joey requested, he said, let's do that Austin song that you wrote. So we started doing the song, and we get to the solo, and I nodded to Joey to take the solo. Nice. So here's the guy that played with my father in the 60s playing a guitar solo in a song I wrote.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That was in the song All Blues to Me?
No, that was Austin City Limits sign.
Okay. Austin City.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. All Blues to Me, I wrote a few years ago and recorded this record. This off Sugar Me. Recorded that in Nashville in 2016.
Well,
cool.
I've heard stories because my dad's been playing in different bands and with different musicians in the area, and my mom and dad have been playing as a duo as well, and then also in different formations of their own bands. But to hear stories like my dad going up to Northport, up to like the White Bird or whatever the tavern is up there, and just having the whole place going. Like just, just killing it. And like Dave Bergman's another one in town here, is just a phenomenal player. And to hear stories about how he gave Donnie Emerson lessons when he was a kid, and I'm just like, this is so cool. Like, it's like we have our own little lineage, and it's like a small group, like I meet another musician and then there's somebody that connects us. Like we both know another musician, and it's like there's things that we pass on to each other, whether it's nonverbal.
Absolutely.
Or it's actually like, hey, we're just sitting down and talking about a major seventh chord or whatever it is. It's like, it's just so cool. Anyway.
I hate major sevenths.
Yeah, it's not a blues chord.
All right, so I have these songs queued up. We have What Would Delbert Do or All Blues to Me. Which one would you like to hear first?
Delbert. I love Delbert. That's the song I wrote about Delbert McClinton.
Yeah,
obviously.
Delbert.
Either one.
Okay. Let's do, you talked a little bit about how this one was related to your dad, sort of in honor of your dad, All Blues to Me.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
He's the one that inspired it.
All right, here we go. All Blues to Me, Sammy Eubanks.
Well, the first time that I realized I was my father's son, when I heard B.B. King back in 1971. Daddy grooved on Elvis, Johnny and Jerry Lee, throw in a little Ray Charles, and it's all blues to me. I said it's all blues to me. Wow. It's all blues to me. Mama got me a guitar when I was just 13. I thought it was the coolest thing that I ever did see. I learned to play a little bit, and then I wrote some songs. Now we're up on stage, and everybody's singing along. I said it's all blues to me. know it's all blues to me. Play it. Time that I realized I was my father's son, when I heard B.B. King back in 1971. Daddy grooved on Elvis, Johnny and Jerry Lee, throw in a little Jesse James, and it's all blues to me. I said it's all blues to me. You know it's all
All right, All Blues to Me by Sammy Eubanks. That was great.
I heard the ode to your dad in there. That was great. I heard the Jesse James line. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different version. That's actually the demo version of that song.
Well,
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that since 2015.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
That's crazy. That's not that's not the Sugar Me version that we did in Nashville, but that still brings back some pretty great memories. That's the harp player on that is Studebaker John from Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Came in and played chromatic harp on that, and wow.
Well, still great stuff.
I got to go back and mop up my music list and my website.
Well, you know, if you want to go ahead after the show and send me your the current version, I would love to hear that. If there's anything else you'd want to send too, I'd love to get it in the rotation.
I'll send you a couple more. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to do a shout out to Krista McDonald from Colville Together for making this happen, because she was the one who was like, "Hey, you need to get Sammy Eubanks on the air," and we did. And I'm just so happy that all worked out. And just so everybody out there knows, Sammy is playing at the Crossroads in Colville tomorrow night in Colville, right on the main drag next to the Chinese restaurant. If you haven't been there before, it's a fabulous venue that's curated. I can't remember her name right now off the top of my head, but I should have had it all prepared.
I do that too, especially in the mornings. Names don't work.
But I just got to make sure that everybody knows that the Vincent Fund is sponsoring that. We've got Colville Together and Fired Up Brewing teaming up to be the hosts there. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous venue. And we're so happy to have it. And we're happy to have you coming up there to entertain the community of Colville.
And very happy to have you on the show.
Opportunity. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Sammy. We're about out of time. Is there anything you want to tell everybody before we go?
Just thank you very much for the support, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Yeah, go check him out tomorrow night at the Colville Crossroads. Is that correct? And then for the fourth Friday.
Yeah, and it's Michelle is the name of the lady that actually put together the Crossroads.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody, and I believe you met her before. She's an amazing lady as well as Krista.
Yeah,
so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to have your That third song we have for you, we're going to cue that up to play immediately after the show. So
Cool.
if you are staying tuned here, if you're going to, we're probably not going to have it on the online feed, but it'll be playing out over the radio. Let's see. And tell us the name of that song again that we're going to be hearing after the show.
The other one I sent you?
Yeah.
It's called What Would Delbert Do?
Mm-hmm. And
It's a song about Delbert Clinton.
Nice.
Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, and don't forget, everybody, you can stay tuned right here tonight on KCHW from 6 to 8 p.m. for Out of the Woods, 8 to 9 p.m. for Kelton a Twist, 9 to 11 for Acoustic Cafe. You can also join us right here again tomorrow morning on the KCHW Morning Show. Tell us who we got as our special guest tomorrow.
Porter Case from Deer Park. He's a young singer. He's going to be playing on Saturday at the General Store.
Yep.
So if you don't catch him on the radio, you can go catch him live playing. I've heard great things about him. I'm just excited to meet him. It's great to see young musicians out there and doing it. So we like to encourage that, and we'll be talking with you tomorrow.
Oh, and also really quick, before we sign off here, thank you for sticking with us for this, Sammy. The class of 1985 reunion is happening June 20th and 21st. Again, this Friday, June 20th, at 7 p.m., there's a bar crawl starting at Andy's on Main Street. On the 21st at 9 a.m., there's a breakfast at the golf course. At 10:30 to 11:30 is a 9-hole scramble. 6 p.m. is a social and happy hour at the Mystical Event Center. Dinner to follow at 7 p.m. You can contact Cindy Eklund or Grace Bartels on Facebook Messenger with any questions. The 1985 Jenkins High School class reunion.
Wow.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Sammy, thank you again so much for coming on here. We're going to be get on with our day here, let everyone get out. This has been the KCHW Morning Show right here on KCHW 102.7, Northern Lights Public Radio. Thank you, Sammy. Appreciate it. You have a good day, man.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Sammy. See
Have
ya.
a great day.
Everyone check him out
See ya.
tomorrow night, Colville Crossroads.
Yeah, Colville Crossroads. Sammy Eubanks. Woo!
Goodbye, everybody.